So, Hardlight have dropped the trailer for the Neo Metal Sonic event in Sonic Forces Speed Battle, which at the time of recording this starts tomorrow, so you might be watching this when it's actually ongoing. Anyway, I've been saving rings for this, I'm so ready. To those who have seen my channel in the past, you know I absolutely adore Metal and Neo Metal. He's one of my goats. So this is an event I've been looking forward to for a long time. I've been wanting Neo Metal in Speed Battle for so long. In-game, as I'm playing, they're currently doing this really cool thing where Neo Metal will rarely pop in as a challenger, but in the guise of Eggman, just like in Sonic Heroes, giving you a flavour of what it will be like to play against him. At last, we get to properly see the abilities and powers that Neo Metal has at his disposal, and yeah, he's gonna break the game, isn't he? The funny thing is that it's only really been a few months since the last Game Breaker was brought into the game, so let's break it down. Obviously in the trailer, I assume we're looking at a full power level 16 Neo Metal Sonic, so it definitely shows off his capabilities to the maximum degree. But if this isn't a level 16 and this is a lower level Neo Metal, then may God have mercy on us all. Neo Metal looks like an absolute beast. Like, he looks so awesome. His game model is beautiful, the new render is amazing, he's translated so well. In Speed Battle, it does seem that Neo Metal is getting the respect he deserves by becoming an extremely powerful GOAT. All of his moves are electric, so if you get hit by him, not only will you lose rings, but you may also lose an item as well, which is annoying as hell, but strategically powerful. His first move is Tribolt. This move lays between 2 and 3 electric traps nearly directly in front of your opponents, which when triggered will stun lock them for a bit. It also seems to depend on which lane you're in too. If you're in one of the outer lanes, it'll produce 3, if you're on an inner lane, it'll produce 2. Though it could just depend on your level and how many opponents are surrounding you. We'll find out. This is one of those traps where if you deploy it on a loop-de-loop, it'll almost certainly be a win. If you're playing against it, your reaction time to jump above it better be pretty good. We hope, we pray. His second move is the voltaic discharge. Now this already looks like it's going to be a pain in the arse. This move has Neo Metal charge up an electric beam and then fire it away within a certain distance in front of him, while also giving him a mini boost as well. It's slightly mitigated by having a charge up animation much like the supers, albeit while still moving, but this does look violent, especially as the beam is instantaneous. If you get in front of a Neo Metal, you are never safe unless you really get the hell away from him. And it also seems to last for a few seconds too, so at high levels this could be crippling. I'm going to assume that this is going to be the main go-to item that will be spammed to high heaven as well, much like movie Super Shadow's Chaos Blast. More on that later. Neo Metal's third and final move is Thunder Drive, his boost move. This in itself looks like it could pose a bit of a problem. Again, it's not a straightforward boost, but it also seems to have been coupled with the Chaos Blast of movie Super Shadow, knocking back anyone who is unfortunate enough to get in its way. And not only that, it seems to have 4 pulses, presumably when it's fully upgraded. It also looks like an incredibly rapid boost, similar to Rouge's Confusion boost. It's not quite a super boost, but either way, it's a danger. But as we see in the trailer, he has the added bonus of being invincible with this, so it's a big boost nonetheless, doing damage to nearby lanes and can't be affected by obstacles. That is OP. I feel like Neo Metal is primed to become the new meta character of Speed Battle. All these abilities seem to be ludicrously good, which then leads us to another discussion. Is he being front-loaded? Months ago, when movie Super Shadow was released, he was broken. He was a completely OP character, with a lengthy mini boost, an absurdly high starting ring count at high levels for a super, allowing him to, if executed properly, go super twice in a single race with ease. Or simply have Chaos Blast spam to oblivion and win that way. If you were there for that, you would see races dominated by movie Super Shadow, and as a result, loads more people started playing him, to the point where you see entire races consisting of only movie Super Shadows. Actually, you kinda still do now, so that's a bit of a moot point, but the point still stands. Loads of people went all in the vault, and some even maxed him out incredibly. As a result, it led to movie Super Shadow getting a bit of a bad reputation for being a no-skill character, and I can see why. He is certainly one of the easier characters to take to victory than, say, Extreme Gear Shadow, which definitely has a much higher skill ceiling. Over the last few months, however, movie Super Shadow, god that's a mouthful, has been nerfed more and more, bringing down his starting ring count, reducing the length of his Chaos Blast boost, but he's still definitely a threat, but not as dominating as he once was. I mean, this sort of pattern has happened before multiple times. It happened with Oni Mephiles, Valhalla Surge, and others. They start off super strong, people pay to max them out, and then they're nerfed to be more compatible with everyone else. However, it does feel like Neo Metal Sonic is probably the most over-the-top strongest race that they've done yet in terms of his abilities, and it looks like a direct counter to movie Super Shadow. I can see races primarily consisting over and over of those two characters because they're so strong. Neo Metal will probably still have the edge because his abilities do seem to counter that Shadow's. His Tribolt can trap any Shadow doing a Chaos Blast if timed right, Thunder Drive straight up can't be touched, Voltaic Discharge can rip his ass if he surpasses you even slightly. And the thing is, even with nerfs, I can still see Neo Metal as still being better than movie Super Shadow. I think Hardlight have got a dangerous tool here that could completely destabilize the balance of the game even further than it's already been destabilized. But then, if you nerf him too much to the point where his abilities are so brief and shortened he's just a bit average, well, congrats. Now people just think you've scammed them. Now, I'm no game dev, merely a player, so I can't think of any truly logical solutions outside of, well, if you can't bring down Neo Metal too much, start bringing other characters up. That said, this could age horribly. I mean, the event, it starts tomorrow, and it's going on until the 29th, so like 2 weeks. We'll see what happens if he becomes as game-breaking as I think he's going to be, but, I mean, I won't be surprised, but either way, I'm still going to be playing as him because Neo Metal's my goat. I love him, he's great. He barely gets any official attention anymore these days outside of the comics, and it's so good that he's finally getting some more now. Even if this does end up being the complete and total destruction of Speed Battle as a game, I'm glad we got a cool new render out of it. Whatever happens though, without a doubt, it's excellent to see Neo Metal Sonic take another step forward to regaining his relevancy in this franchise after being covered by the hypothetical rug for so long. He's a truly awesome character. I speak more about him in my video essay The Ultimate Obsessions of Neo Metal Sonic, which was a lot of fun to explore and take a deep dive into the character, if you're interested in him from a story perspective other than just a gameplay one, because there really is a lot to unpack through his little story arc between Heroes and the IDW comics. It really is very interesting. Although it does make me think that we're one day going to get a Super Neo Metal Sonic, aren't we? Oh boy, it's gonna be interesting. Oh boy. Anywho, this was just a quick impromptu video today while I work on other videos, such as the next installment in my Cities series. I hope you'll enjoy that when it springs up. So what do you think of Neo Metal's inclusion in Sonic vs Speed Battle? Are you looking forward to playing as him? Will you be investing in the vault? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So until next time, see ya!